Hi, this is Mallow. You can have your cake first and your chaos second on Identico stream Chaos Incorporated every other Monday on twitch.tv/Identico. And right now, you're listening to Redemption.
This is Redemption, an actual play podcast set in the Star Wars role-playing game system, with Chris Burlew as the GM, and also the droids 11D4 and R3A1.
I am glad you shared your feelings with me.
Andy Fox as the Botha negotiator, Quinth.
I do think before we do anything, we should negotiate a price.
Kaylee Jung as the Mandalorian, Bree.
I don't know. I've never been around Quinth when she's having one of her amorous adventures she's told us about so many times.
May Coker as the Zeltron enforcer, Zahn.
I wasn't really paying attention. What's going on?
And Michael Waldschlager II as the Duros pilot, Tazi.
It's private time.
Episode 719, House Cleaning. Meeting up with Bree's smuggler-contact on the ocean planet of Castillon, the crew manages to mostly stay out of trouble on this new planet. While part of the crew deals with the local cuisine, Quinth makes a deal that could cost them much more than what they are truly willing to pay.
We should begin by rolling the destiny dice.
Yes.
2 light side.
1 light side.
2 light side.
1 light side.
Woof. We were dark heavy last time. Chris, what do we got now?
And I rolled 1 light side.
Wow.
We have no Patreon points this time.
So 7 light side for the good guys. So you guys are walking across the space platform that's over the ocean here on Castillon. Did everybody go?
Cake first, then chaos. It's very important. Life lesson. And if you want to learn more about these life lessons, tune in to Chaos Incorporated every other Monday on twitch.tv/Identico. And now, you're listening to Redemption.
Publicly known as what would be considered an innkeeper. He has, a gambling and drinking establishment where things tend not to get too rowdy. If things get too rowdy, people are immediately shown the door with quite a bit of violence, never lethal violence, because that would be bad for business. But when you walk up to it, it's about 30 meters wide. It's kind of a dome-shaped metal building with hollow windows in the front, with kind of what would look like kind of a neon script that says "Fins In" written in the hollow window.
Okay. You guys.
Once we get inside, there's a bar along the east wall that goes pretty much the length of the entire building, which is a good 70 meters long. So it's a big place. And there is, at the west side, it's raised up about 2 or 3 steps, and there are several different tables set up with games of chance, but they're all like manual games of chance. So there's card tables, there's 11-ball tables, and stuff like that. Nothing like automated, no slot machine or anything like that. It's just places for people to gamble.
Okay.
I'm going to go check out the bar. If anybody needs anything, I'll be up there checking out the bar.
I'll go with you, Tazi.
Okay.
Zahn's just gonna wander around.
Is that Finn behind the bar, or is...
No, we'll have to ask for him. He doesn't actually work in the establishment. He owns the establishment.
Oh, yeah, well, some people, if their name's on the front, they're usually there sometimes.
Oh, I'm certain he's seen us and is probably well aware of who we are at this point. But until he knows that I'm looking for him...
Finn knows you, right? I mean, so
yes.
Regardless of if he knows who we are, Finn knows who you are.
I'm pretty sure he's delving into that information right now. That is sort of his entire business. Well, not his entire business. He has this.
But you know Finn.
Yes, I've done some jobs for him in the past. He's run many weapons for different causes.
So I guess all I'm saying is that when we walked in, Finn knew you were here.
Well, if he was looking at the cameras, I'm very sure he knows.
Barkeep, what's good?
So I imagine that conversation taking place over Quinth's head.
Okay.
Did you go to the bar
because
with
those
us?
two are taller than her. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I picture we're sitting at the bar. It's like Tazi, and then camera pans down, and Quinth is there, and then the camera pans up again, and then there's
Camera
Bree.
pans down. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys want anything? Quinth, you want anything?
I think a black nebula would be nice.
A black nebula for my friend, and Bree, did you want anything?
Bree's in the middle of taking her helmet off, and she kind of shakes her hair off, sets the helmet down on the bar next to her. Yes, a hot fizz would be just wonderful.
So, yeah, and then, of course, as you just heard, the hot fizz. And we'd also like to talk to Finn. So, if you could get the drinks together and then just get Finn out here, too, that'd be great.
Okay. There's a protocol droid that's tending the bar. The droid nods his head. Very well. Starts pouring the drinks. Sets the drinks up in front of you guys. Where did Zahn go?
Zahn's just wandering around the room, kind of weaving in and out of the tables that are there, looking around at the manual gambling area that Bree had mentioned, and just kind of checking out the room. She'll eventually make her way back to the rest of the group.
All right. A1's been rolling right along next to you, and every now and then he taps your leg. He points at one of the people playing. That one is easy money. The one next to him, not so much.
You're good at this.
He starts talking to you about the math involved in card games and how he knows that the people don't know the math and how he can read them. And eventually you guys make your way up to the bar.
Math is hard.
No, it's just numbers. I'll explain it later.
Okay.
The one thing about math is that it always has an answer, and I find that very attractive.
Zahn just blinks.
A1 kind of looks at Zahn.
A1, I believe she's hitting on you.
No.
No, I believe she was making what you would call a dad joke.
My dad had funny jokes. I liked them.
That's good, Quinth. It took me a moment, but I got it. Yes, very good.
Thank you. Add, like in math?
Yes.
Attractive.
I got it.
Yeah.
A few minutes later, the protocol droid walks over and slides another round of drinks.
Ooh.
And slides a drink to Bree. And you notice this time the napkin underneath is a yellow color, where the other ones were always white. And you know that that's your ticket to go back to see Finn.
Okay. Bree will pick up her drink and palm the yellow napkin and take a quick sip of it, nodding to the protocol droid. This is very good. Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Quinth, would you like to come with me for a moment? I need to use the fresher.
Yes, of course. Quinth will put her drink down and go with Bree.
Yeah, Bree grabs her helmet and heads towards the far end of the bar where there is a small door where there's a large Herglick standing guard. And Bree just walks up to him and kind of shows him the napkin and waits for him to open the door.
He opens the door and motions in.
Okay. And Quinth and Bree head on in.
Quinth gives the Herglick a nod.
He politely bows his head. And you walk into Finn's office, and it's a very nice, comfortable office. Several monitors up where he can keep an eye on everything going on in his establishment and outside of his establishment. And you see a Nikto standing there.
Finn, it is good to see you. You seem to be doing well.
He turns around in his chair and looks your way. Hello, Bree. It has been a while.
Yes.
Hello. Who is this? And he winks at Quinth.
Oh, this is my friend Quinth.
Quinth winks back.
And what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, we have acquired a new vessel that could use some cleaning.
Very well. Are we talking complete deep cleaning or just a surface polish?
Unfortunately, I think this will be a deep cleaning. I believe one of our droids came across some very deep programming in the hyperdrive at one point.
Oh, some of my favorite. Anything else I can do for you?
This may seem incredibly minor, but there's this very odd, when you activate the ship's comm, it's really annoying musical sound. Could you just set it to something standard? I know it's an odd request, but it's literally just this annoying noise.
Very well. I can make something boring and drab for you.
I would appreciate it. It's always easier when life is less exciting. Quinth, do you have any requests for the ship?
Yes. Is there anything I can do for you?
Well, I can think of some requests I'd like to make of you, but, the ship, yes.
Well, yes, what did you think we were talking about?
Quinth rolls her eyes. Well, I would appreciate if the clothing was left. I used to have quite the wardrobe, and now, unfortunately, that has been lost.
Bree kind of leans over a little closer to Quinth and says quietly, the cleaning isn't like a physical cleaning, you understand. It's more he's going to take care of the registrations, look for transponders, possibly change the registration. He's not going to send people in to, redecorate.
Bree. Yes, I understand, Bree.
Okay. Very well. Yes, please do leave the clothing alone. Oh, I should warn your people, there is a very grumpy loth cat that has made his home in one of the closets, and he's perfectly fine where he is.
Yes, be careful. It's one of the closets of the main bedroom.
The hat closet.
The hat closet. Because some people don't have ears.
Well, Finn walks over to Quinth. I think, perhaps, and he holds his arm up, but his hand kind of falls forward, and he holds it to you. Perhaps you should give me a private tour of your ship. Well, and he holds his other hand kind of palm up. The rest enjoy our establishment. And he's not completely dismissing Bree, but kind of waving his hand towards her.
Well, I mean, if you wish to have a private tour, that is perfectly acceptable. I mean, Quinth, as long as you're amenable, I see no harm in it.
I do think before we do anything, we should negotiate a price for the cleaning. Unfortunately, business before pleasure.
Oh, very well. Bree, you know the standard rate.
Indeed. However, I think your idea of a tour is a good one. This may be a little more complicated than you might think.
Very well.
Yes, it's a Nubian starship that is rather lavishly appointed. So I'm expecting there will be some definite code that will need to be cracked and cleaned there.
Very well.
But standard rates are wonderful if you think it will be that inexpensive.
Of course. The credits and a job. Very well. And he looks at Quinth. Shall we?
Indeed.
And he's still holding his hand out there waiting for Quinth to take it.
Quinth will take his hand, and I'm assuming you have a private entrance and exit.
Of course.
Very good.
We shall go out the front, because I'm assuming your little droid needs to go with us to let me into the computer.
Oh, yes, the droids, yes. He should. That is a very good point.
Very well. And he walks up and waves his hand, and the door opens, and he looks at Bree. After you.
Very well.
And Bree comes walking back out into the common room and goes back over to the group.
So I assume that's Finn then, the one leading Quinth around, or is Quinth leading?
Are they dancing?
Him around? I'm not sure.
I am not sure either. They
either.
seem to be very flirtatious. A1, could you please go with them? Apparently there's going to be a private tour of the ship.
Oh, A1, you might not want to stay too close.
Why?
They may attempt to be amorous, and all I ask is that you keep them out of our bedroom.
We don't have a bedroom. I stay in the back.
No, the bedroom that Zon and I are using.
Okay. When did you guys move in together?
Well, when we moved onto the ship. Haven't you noticed that people went to separate rooms?
Yeah, there's a lot of rooms.
The one room was quite large, so Zon and I are sharing it.
It's like an apartment.
All right, so we're just going to wait here then?
Unless you wish to go somewhere else. I mean, this is perfectly acceptable.
I mean, the ship is big, but I certainly don't want to be on there if Quinth is going to be giving a tour, so to speak.
Yes, I don't know how long the tour will take.
Of the, quote, ship's amenities, end quote.
Yes. I do not either. I mean, we can explore the city, we can spend some time here. They don't really have much food here other than bar fare.
I mean, that's fine for me. I can't speak for anybody else.
Zon, do you have any interest in...
What? wasn't really paying attention. What's going
We're
on?
attempting to figure out what to do. Quinth and Finn have headed back to the ship for some sort of private tour. A1's going to let them on the ship and show the security systems off.
Just them?
There was, I believe, flirtatiousness going on.
Oh. But
It's private time.
Okay. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah. Lots of people like private time, but the ship's nicer than this place, and they left us here.
Well, Finn has to see what his people are going to be working on, and I think it was a good chance for him to
get lucky.
To possibly gain some sort of advantage in the negotiations with Quinth.
So we're staying here.
I didn't say that. We can go anywhere in the city. We can stay here. We can go anywhere. I think it would be better if we don't go back to the ship right now.
And I'm in perfect agreement. I do not want to go back to the ship right now. The ship is very nice, but right now, I think I'd rather not be on the ship.
Oh.
So we're trying to figure out what to do. Should we go get a nice meal? Should we stay here and drink more? I mean, we have options.
I mean, I like food, but you still have your drink there, Tazi. Oh, Vex? Wait a minute, are we still doing that?
I mean, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It's fine.
A1 was talking about math, and I can't do that stuff.
No, you're fine.
I think he means it doesn't matter. And honestly, this is a very neutral area. I don't think that you will probably be bothered.
Okay. I will just sit here and be good then. Zahn sits awkwardly on a stool.
Do you want a drink or anything, Zahn?
No, I'm good.
Well, no one said you had to be good.
I can be unruly.
I mean, you can just be yourself. Who else would you be?
I'll be cool. Zahn leans coolly on the counter.
Yes, if you wish to be unruly, we should probably go to a different bar, because Finn is an acquaintance, and I would not like to see you or his people get damaged.
I'm okay. It's just weird that... Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're fine.
What is weird?
Nothing.
It's a very large bar, yes, but it's one of the premier places in this city.
It's fine. We could just stay here, and we'll wait for Quinthy to get done doing her stuff, and then then we'll be all good again. What do you want to do, Tazi?
I'm pretty open. There's certainly everything I need here in this place, but I'm sure there's other places here on this planet that have the things I like. So, I can go either way.
We haven't been to a noodle shop in a while. Do they have one here?
I can always go for noodles.
Let's go find a shop.
If you say so.
The food quarters are a couple blocks over. We can head down there right now.
Maybe I can get a new shirt.
What happened to your old shirt?
It got torn and shot, during those times when we kept getting shot at a lot.
Yes, I remember that.
She side-eyes Tazi.
I don't know. Are you referring to something that I was involved in?
No, I just saw a bug fly by, that's all.
I'm sure you were there. We tend to be doing things more often as a crew lately.
I'm sure I was there too. Let's go to if we're gonna go somewhere, let's settle up here.
I just did. We're ready to go.
Okay. All right, let's go. More walking, less talking.
Zahn hops off the bar stool.
So we see most of the crew heading to look for food. We cut over and we see A1 with Finn and Quinth head up to their guys' new ship. The landing ramp opens as A1 uses his little remote control signal. Just after you. Finn just, excellent.
Thank you, A1.
This is a interesting color.
Not my style. I was hoping that would be changed.
He leans over and whispers to you, I assume since you just recently acquired this, that this is not your style. What color is your style?
Well, I am a little particular to blue, as it tends to bring out my eyes.
Excellent. That can be arranged. After you.
Oh, thank you.
And A1 waits for you guys to walk on, and then he rolls up after you guys.
So Quinth will lead him to the cockpit.
He's looking at everything as you guys walk through. Oh, this does have a touch of security. And he's pointing to all the cameras that you guys already know, and every so often he points to one you didn't know was there.
Quinth is making mental notes. Yes, we're probably going to keep some, but I'm not sure we'll keep them all. The last owner was a bit paranoid.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being overly cautious.
I agree.
So, you guys get to the cockpit, and Finn looks over at A1. Please, enter the codes. A1 looks right at Quinth. Are we talking full access? Like, what are we talking?
I was just thinking I wouldn't mind an insight roll myself, but that's not a thing.
Perception's your closest.
Okay, yeah. There's going to be 3 yellows for me.
Okay. Just go against his deception, because that's what I'm assuming you're trying to figure out.
And I've been trying the entire time to figure out if he is one of the trustworthy crooks, or, one of the there is no honor among thieves crooks.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make your perception check. We'll go 2 red and 2 purple. He's a pretty established intermediary.
Could I use a light side and upgrade?
Sure.
Please. Cool.
Yep.
So that'll give me 1 green.
Correct.
I got 1 success and 1 advantage.
Perfect. He is not trying to deceive you. He's not trying to hide anything. It looks like he's being pretty upfront with you.
Well, he's going to need full access to clean. So I suppose we'll need to give him the keys.
Okay. And A1 plugs in, and he looks over at Finn. I already cleaned a lot of the security program off of here and set it back to being real basic. And then the two of them start talking a lot of computer jargon that goes on for a few minutes, and then A1 looks at him. There you go. And A1 backs up, and you see Finn pull a data pad out of his robes that he's wearing, and he plugs in, and you see him start typing away. So, tell me, Quinth, how many transponder codes would you like?
2 would suffice for us currently.
Oh, very well. Any particular names you'd like to use, or shall I be creative?
Oh, every time I try to name a ship, my shipmates overrule me. So I would love to pick the names.
Speaking of that, one moment. And he looks over at A1. You are dismissed. A1 stops and looks at Quinth, looks at Finn, looks back at Quinth, and he's just staring at Quinth, waiting for a response.
Quinth will just nod.
We see A1's body turns, his third wheel pops out, he starts rolling out of the cockpit, but he never stops looking at Quinth. And then he slowly turns his dome to Finn, and slowly back to Quinth. And you just see him exit the cockpit as he's just going back and forth between looking at them. Then Finn looks over at Quinth. Very well. And the names we were thinking?
I think the Teal Star Rise.
You say that, and he looks over. Oh, on this planet, when the moon and the stars are right, you can see a teal star rise.
Well, I love teal.
It would make your eyes pop. And the other name?
And I think the Fathier Frigate. Not flashy, but that's the point.
Excellent. And we see him begin to type things in. It will take a little while. I hate to impose, but are there any refreshments on board?
There's a fully stocked kitchen. And an ice cream locker.
Maybe later. Now I need to focus. How about just something simple to drink? And perhaps you could find something more comfortable to wear.
I believe that I could. And Quinth will calm A1.
Go for A1.
A1, could you come back to the cockpit, please, in case our friend needs any further assistance? I'll be stepping out for a moment.
Okay.
Rolls back in a minute later.
All right, I'll be right back.
As Quinth leaves, we cut back over to the rest of the crew. What establishment have you guys found to eat at?
I think when you cut back, we are actually in a branch of Noodles.
Can I amend that just for a second? It's like a Noodles knockoff. It's like they couldn't get the franchise, so it's like a take on the name. It's clearly the logo looks similar, but it's not Noodles 3 times. Maybe that's called We've Got the Nudes.
All right. So you guys are there.
As the camera cuts back, the crew is seated around a round table in an establishment that's called We've Got the Nudes. They are clearly a noodle joint, however, not
up to the same quality and standard as our typical Noodles, or Noodles 3 Times franchises. This must be some kind of local knockoff joint. The table is covered with empty bowls. Most of the crew looks full. Tazi and Bree sit kind of cocked back in their chairs a little bit, full. But we see that Zahn looks to be polishing off her third bowl of noodles very noisily. There's a lot of slurping going on.
It's so good. I don't know why you guys stopped eating.
'Cause I'm full.
I was pretty much full, but then you grabbed the second noodle bowl I was going to eat, and I decided that was probably enough.
Oh, well, there's still 3 noodles in this one. Do you want it?
No, Zahn, you go right ahead. You are quite obviously enjoying the noodles.
Well, I mean, I gotta say this, the noodles aren't great, but I mean, eat as much as you want, all you can eat deal isn't too bad for what it is.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Excuse you.
No, these are gonna come back on me, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think the spicy ones were your best bet.
I'm really hoping, I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm really hoping that was bantha meat and not lothcat.
It's up in the air.
I'm just saying, I haven't seen a lot of, hasn't been a lot of lothcats or womp rats in the area.
Well, no, they're not native to this planet. They'd probably have to import them.
Well, I'm just saying, from an urban perspective, there weren't a lot of vermin, which I guess is good, but it also makes me nervous for what's in the food.
Well, this doesn't seem to be a place that really worries about locally sourced foods, so I think they're going to find whatever is lying around.
That makes it locally sourced.
I guess that's true.
That's true. You have a point.
Yeah. It's like a farmer's market.
And you said you couldn't do math.
Well, that was words.
Yes, but it all added up nicely.
Are you trying to tell Quinth jokes?
Well, yes. It wasn't funny, was it?
Was that funny, Tazi?
It was a solid effort.
Solid effort.
Solid effort.
Thumbs up.
Okay. Note to self, don't do that again.
Oh, no, that just means you need to do it more. It's practice.
Oh.
Do you have any idea how long do you think Quinth is going to take with, Finn?
I don't know. I've never been around Quinth when she's having one of her amorous adventures she's told us about so many times.
Well, I mean, we're assuming it's an amorous adventure, right? I mean, that's, I guess...
We could sneak in and peek at them.
No, I don't want to do that.
I've done that a couple times.
No,
it's funny.
I really... Maybe we don't share what's funny. Like, we don't have the same things in common for funny. Like, I don't know that I'd find that funny, per se.
You thought her joke was funny. Well, a solid effort. It could be a solid effort.
It was a solid effort. That's what I said.
Okay.
Oh, do you think... So what you're trying to say is that you've seen this before and Quinth will make a solid effort? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. She always makes a solid effort. Sometimes it's noisier than others.
Okay. If we are indeed interested in keeping these noodles down, let's change the topic of conversation.
Well, we could just go on the ship noisily so they hear us and stop doing whatever they're doing.
I don't know. Maybe one of you, I don't know, Zahn, maybe you could calm Quinth and see if she's got a time frame for when the negotiations will be complete.
Oh, sure.
I do not think that will be a problem. I did not register any elevated pheromones in Quinth or in Finn.
Hello? Is everything all right?
Is your pants on?
I mean, I'm currently wearing a dress.
Oh. What kind of dress?
One of those, maxi dresses with the crunchy top.
Okay, so you're in the long dress. She's in the long dress, guys. She's wearing the long... we're okay to go on the ship. Are we okay to go on the ship?
Yes, you're fine to come on the ship.
Okay, it's cool.
Zahn, you know my MO. I'm just trying to get us a discount.
Well, I also
Sometimes
know...
you gotta hide a little leg.
Sometimes you like to show a little leg.
I mean, yes, but,
It's like that song. You know, you put your leg in and you put your leg out. Nobody? Oh, okay.
Please come on the ship. That will save me having to be awkward, potentially.
Oh, I'm a pro at that, but it's okay. We'll be there in a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye.
As you turn the comm off, Zahn, you feel a hand on your shoulder. Bree, you feel a hand on your shoulder. And D4 looks over and says,
I'm very glad we are communicating like this. I feel we are coming together as a crew.
and then you feel a foot tapping your foot, Tazi.
Correct?
I don't know, but we should probably get going pretty soon here, guys. My stomach's not feeling that great.
It's the spicy ones.
You should not have had the spicy ones. Default, can you, when we get back to the ship, give him something to help with that, would you please?
I think there was something moving in my second bowl, and I tried to ignore it. Yeah.
Yes, the second bowl had live worms in it. Did you not? That's a delicacy here.
I did not know that.
You just eat them fast.
Can we please go? If we could go, that would be great.
Oh, let's go.
After you.
D4 stands up and he walks to the side of the table with Tazi and puts his hand on your shoulder.
Zahn vaults the table.
Oh, careful! Don't jostle me too much.
You will be fine. Just let your digestive enzymes work.
Zahn, D4, take him back to the ship. I'll pay the bill and I'll catch up in a minute.
Hey, thanks. Do you want me to carry you, Tazi?
Oh no, I can walk. Yes, please carry me. Oh.
Zahn scoops him up and sprints back to the ship.
As Zahn is sprint dragging Tazi back to the ship,
Oh God, be careful! Please be careful.
cut over to the cockpit where Finn is tapping on a data pad and on the control panel, and A1 is just staring at him. And every now and then Finn looks over and waves at him, and A1 just stares at him. So we have this moment where they just stare at each other in completely silence. And then Quinth walks in. What is Quinth's outfit that she's currently wearing?
Quinth is in a princess-themed maxi dress with cap sleeves. And it is a white and black floral pattern. It is made of a stretched jersey material. And she does look very nice in it. She did put on some heels and has a straight across neckline. So it is not the obvious sexy, it's not a Jessica Rabbit dress. It is something that is very comfortable, but it's like because it's so comfortable, you feel confident and sexy, which then others perceive you that way.
Excellent. As Quinth walks in, you see A1 just sitting in the middle of the cockpit, just staring at Finn, and Finn turns around as Quinth walks in. Oh, excellent. Elegant. Tasteful. I do approve. Well, I am almost done with my part. My crew will have to come by later and do the rest.
Quinth has a small tray of beverage options.
He picks up one in each hand, drinks one, hands the other to you.
What should we toast to?
New friends, new relationships, and most importantly, and he holds the glass out, new chances to make credits.
I'll drink to that.
And he downs his drink in one Tazi-like swallow. And then he sets the glass down.
Quinth is sipping.
May I be honest with you?
Always.
I have enjoyed our little banter. I have a delicate mission that I will have to ask for your assistance with. I was not sure Bree would be able to handle it, but I feel you have the tact and skill.
Well, I do have a few years on Bree. The life experience has made me tactful. What can I help you with?
I need a crew to go to the planet Teth and do a small cargo run from Teth to Tund.
Well, that shouldn't be too awfully difficult. Doesn't sound like you needed someone with a lot of tact just for a cargo run, though.
Well, this is the type of cargo run where we don't ask questions about what is in the crates or who is accompanying the crates.
Oh, so...
One passenger, and he looks around. As much cargo as he needs to be taken.
Well, I think that that's not going to be a problem, as long as we can safely store the cargo, of course. But I'm sure we can work out all those details with our passenger.
Yes, I have looked over your ship. Everything here is adequate.
Now, would this cover the cost of our cleaning?
Partially. Close, but this is much more expensive than one little run. If we would like to continue bartering your ship's services in lieu of payment, we can do that when the rest of the crew is back. But for now, I have programmed in the coordinates on Teth that you will meet my contact. He is a trusted employee of mine. He is a very smart, very important Rhodian in my crew. His name is Jacod. You will know because he has got a scar that runs on the right side of his face. It did mar his beautiful blue skin.
Well, while scars are, or can be, quite a detriment to one's looks, good employees are very difficult to find, so I understand why this is important to you. And I think as soon as we get the outside changed over, we should be able to do that no problem.
Oh, that will only take a day. I already have the crew gathering the needed supplies, and I agree that good employees are hard to find. I'm glad I found a good associate in yourself.
Well, Bree herself has been an extremely trustworthy associate, so I assume anyone who associates themselves with her would also be worth associating with.
Finn looks at Quinth and kind of smiles. Bree is an effective tool for specific jobs, but you are a much more elegant instrument.
Well, as we both know, you don't use a hammer when a scalpel is needed.
I agree. And with that, the data pad gives a little chime, and he looks over. Well, it looks like my portion of the work is done. I will send the rest of the crew over to take care of the exterior later.
Well, I deeply appreciate this. Let me walk you out.
Very well. He walks over and taps A1 on the dome. No need. You can stay here. I don't intend to do any harm to your ship. As you guys walk out, A1 doesn't move. He just turns his dome and just stares right at him. And as you guys hit the landing ramp, you see Zahn come sprint dragging Tazi up to you.
Dragging?
Well, his feet are kind of bouncing off the ground. Maybe a hand every now and then.
We're almost there.
What's going on?
I'm not gonna,
Almost.
Zahn?
Zahn, I'm not gonna make it.
Well, you're fine. Oh.
With that noise, there is a wet sound,
Ugh.
and I believe Finn's boots are going to require some work.
I was going to wear closed-toed heels. I told myself, you should wear the closed-toed heels. And no, I decided to go with the strappy sandals. This is my own fault.
Oh no, Zahn, we gotta keep going. Gotta keep moving.
Okay. Out of the way. Zahn runs into the ship.
Shortly after that, Bree and D4 walk up.
Do I want to know what happened?
Oh, that is an unfortunate happenstance when our shipmate should not be eating live food.
Must have had some of the native cuisine.
Yes, you crush them firmly in your molars to kill them before you swallow.
I don't think he was aware of that.
Oh. Do Duro have molars?
Yes.
That's beside the point. I'm terribly sorry about that, Finn. I hope you won't think less of my crew.
Oh, of course not. One of you is proven competent. And then he winks at you, and then, again, my crew will be here later.
Fabulous, thank you.
And he's heading back towards his establishment.
D4, do you by any chance have the ability to just wash my feet really quickly while we're still outside?
D4 walks over to one of the maintenance stations right there on the landing platform. He comes back a couple minutes later with a bucket of water and dumps it on Quinth's feet.
Woo!
Is that adequate?
Yes, thank you, D4. I'm sorry to make you do that.
No, I am glad you shared your feelings with me.
These shoes are now going to go into the garbage bin.
Very well. I'm sorry that you feel upset by your encounter. Are you upset with Tazi's actions or with our contact?
Neither. I'm a little frustrated about getting barfed on, but I understand that could have been any of us if we didn't know the protocol about the spice worms.
It was on the menu.
To be fair, I think part of the expulsion process wasn't helped by Zon's. Well, she trotted all the way back carrying him, and he. I think the motion probably upset him more than anything else. Anyway, I should go make sure that the next. I'm just going to go on the ship. You have everything in hand here.
Yes.
Bree goes into the ship.
Quinth is going to take off her shoes and follow Bree.
As Quinth stands up from taking off her shoes, D4 wraps his forearms around her.
I'm sorry you feel upset.
And he begins patting your back in kind of an awkward...
Thank you, D4. That will be enough. And Quinth will, step back from the hug.
Very well. I am open whenever you need to express your feelings.
All right. I appreciate you, D4. Perhaps you should go see Tatazi.
Very well, but there is nothing medically wrong with him.
He might want an antacid. Or even some Galaxy Mint tea.
Very well.
D4 walks onto the ship.
So Quinth will calm Bree.
Yes?
Bree, Finn has a job for us. I was hoping I could go over the details with you.
Yes, that's perfectly normal.
Where are you? This is a rather large ship. I didn't want to spend the next hour looking.
I can meet you in the galley in a few minutes. I need to talk to Zon really quickly.
Oh, wonderful. I am going to go dry my feet off and get new shoes.
You enjoy?
Thank you.
And the comm cuts off and goes back to Bree, who is walking into their room in search of Zon.
I had actually taken Tazi to the fresher and was sitting outside the door with him.
In that case, and Bree goes into the room looking for Zon, and not finding her, just reaches into carry-all that she was like a bag she was carrying, and puts a folded "We Got the Nudes" t-shirt on the bed, and then takes her armor off and then goes to meet Quinth.
Cut to a very formal business meeting happening around the fresher.
All right, so we see the crew form up around the fresher. Tazi's inside the fresher with the door shut. So A1 looks over at Quinth. All right, we're here.
What's up?
All right, everyone. Tazi, are you paying attention?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Finn has a run he'd like us to go on.
Great, let's do it.
Sounds like most everybody's on board.
We're all on board. We're right here.
Yes, we have to go quite a ways away, but I think that's going to be fine. We have a day here until the ship gets repainted, and then we'll be off to Teth to pick up a passenger and some cargo, and taking all of that to Tund, and then coming back here.
Is the job in exchange for the work?
Partially. Usually when we do these sort of things with Finn, it is an exchange of favor as well as credits.
Great.
And potentially, Finn might be a good source of jobs in the future.
He does know, everyone who is anyone in the Outer Rim.
One note of caution, we are not to ask what is in the cargo.
That's so hard.
Well, we're obviously gonna look, right?
No, we would not look.
He didn't say that we couldn't look.
We just couldn't ask?
Yeah.
Huh.
I believe you are not supposed to inquire or pry into whatever it is.
Yes, that's probably the spirit, not the letter.
All right.
This is obviously a job for the Hutts of some kind, because Teth is pretty much... It's a stronghold planet for the Hutts, if I do remember correctly.
Do you know how to get there, Tazi?
Yeah, I know how to get there. I mean, we can definitely plot a course. So we won't look or ask about the cargo. Wink.
Yes. Thank you. Did you just say wink?
Well, I did. You can't see me right now, so I said wink.
Oh, I thought it was some sort of new pet name you were trying out.
We're winking back.
Thank you.
So we actually do have the coordinates, so it won't be hard to plot a course. And I don't foresee any trouble.
Of course not.
We never get into trouble.
We never get into trouble.
Are we talking about the same crew?
Yeah?
I like to start out new missions with positivity, Bree.
Well, I'm positive that something will go awry.
And that's why we have you.
I mean, for a multitude of reasons, but that's one of the reasons, I'm sure.
Yes.
Well, I mean, what they say is no plan, no battle plan or anything survives contact with the enemy. I mean, you just remember that you make a plan, then you execute the plan, expect it to go off the rails horribly, and then you throw away the plan. Then once you do that, you'll never be surprised.
Bree,
I hate to
since
cut
we
this
don't
short.
know what we're going to run into, why bother having a plan? Until we know.
Do you need me for this anymore? It sounds like we have a job we're going to do.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah, go.
great.
Quinth just wanted to make sure that you were actually on board, because I don't know why
yes.
you wouldn't be. I'm pretty sure you'd be puking here.
No, I think she meant on board as in I agree to this plan, and
Yes.
she's the captain, so I agree to this plan. Let's just do it.
You're the captain now? I got a flyer saying we were doing elections.
Me too.
No one wants to listen to me being sick. I suggest leaving this area now.
Well, Zon, we're in the same room. Of course you would get the same flyer.
Well, I got my own. Zon pulls out the flyer from her pocket and unfolds it. See? It A1.
Yes, mine only has a box to vote for A1 as well.
Mine has glitter on it, though. That's probably from me. Anyway.
It could be. I mean, he's running unopposed, so I guess I don't know why it's just not a foregone conclusion at this point.
Well, I don't mind the idea of an election. A1 didn't ask for any other candidates, and I'm a little bit frustrated that he just unilaterally decided to have an election. That seems a bit more formal than we normally do.
I can draw you a poster.
How do you normally do it?
I would actually very much like that, Zon.
Awesome.
How do you normally go about electing a captain?
Well, in a small crew like this one, you just talk about it.
So you're upset because A1 decided to formalize the process a little bit more?
Why don't we just vote now? I nominate Quinth.
Thank you. I
Is
accept.
this one of those situations where you cannot nominate yourself?
Nope.
Oh.
Are you nominating yourself?
I wasn't planning on it, but I thought you were handing out flyers stating that you wish to be captain.
The fresher turns on, and there's the sounds of gurgling coming from the fresher stall.
Oh. We probably shouldn't be out here.
Probably not going to get a vote out of Tozzy at this point.
Yeah. He gave me his vote the other day. He votes for Quinth.
Oh, well, that's very kind.
2 for Quinth. Zon, who do you vote for?
Well, Quinth's been the captain for me the entire time, except for that time when it was Tozzy.
All right. 3 votes for Quinth. D4? D4 looks around.
I guess I would vote for Quinth.
Then A1 looks at Bree. Bree, your vote.
Technically, I am simply a contractor at this point, so I will have to abstain.
Well, you're wrong. And you're wrong. Quinth, your vote.
Can you, share captains? That's not a thing.
Well,
That didn't work so well on our last ship.
Oh. Oh, yeah. That happened.
I mean,
Quinth, your vote.
Well, I suppose I vote for myself, then.
It's unanimous. Quinth, you're the captain.
Why are we voting now? This is the awkward thing to do outside of a fresher.
Awkward's kind of our thing.
Well, I'm still going to make that flyer.
All right. You make the flyer. You plan the party. We have a day to celebrate Quinth as the new captain.
Okay. Zon stands up because she's been sitting against the bathroom wall, the fresher wall on the outside, and takes off towards her room.
Wonderful.
Perfect. I'm going to go look and see what Finn did to the computer and make sure he didn't put anything in there that shouldn't be in there,
Thank you, A1. I appreciate that.
which was my only job, to make sure Finn didn't put anything where it shouldn't go. And he rolls towards the cockpit.
After a minute of Bree just standing there in kind of an awkward silence with Quinth, she turns and walks down the hall to her room.
Yay for the new captain.
Congratulations, Quinth. Is this thing on? Is this hello? Oh, okay. This new comm console is complicated. Sorry, the red light means it's okay. Redemption is played using the Star Wars role-playing system by Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. You can follow the crew on Twitter at RedemptionPod, or check out the HoloNet page A1 set up for us at redemptionpodcast.com. If you're enjoying our adventures, please leave a review for us in iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or your podcatcher of choice. If you'd like to support the crew and you don't have a cargo run for us, you can always go to patreon.com/redemption and throw some credits our way there. Patrons get outtakes, help create NPCs for us, and get to play with us on occasion as well. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna stop this now. How do I stop it? A1? How do I stop this? A1?